So tunacheza red flag, green flag. Would you date a celebrity?
No.
Hata mimi nimekuwa hapo usinione hivyo. Okay, so what's up, people? There's no proper way to introduce this podcast because there is no proper way, literally, because what you're talking about, aina proper introduction. So as mentioned in the introductory episode of this podcast, we will be talking about our 20s and how messy it can get, how crazy it gets. It's just a mess. And that's what I'm saying, hata kuintroduce it, hata sijui tutaanza aje, because I'm in my 20s. But we have a very interesting guest, my friend, Daktari.
It is I.
Dr. Wangari Kinyanjui. Mrembo.
What's up?
Kainetu.
Come on. That's me.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for being my first guest.
Karibu sana.
So unajua the problem is you are the one who will set the bar.
Girl, the pressure.
You are the one who will set the bar. The
Does
pressure
it
is a bit
increase
high.
or decrease?
Imeincrease imefika huko juu.
It's okay.
But I trust you. Like unakuanga na vibes and that's what this podcast is about.
Nataka kusema ni asante. Nani
Yes,
ukweli?
Right. So I have something for you.
Okay.
I will give you, it's a note. Nataka uisome. Okay?
Okay.
And then you will tell me, after umesoma, now you'll look at who gave this note to me. So it's a note I was given some time ago. And I want you to read it. And then after you read it, you will read the sender. So?
The drama. I love it. Okay. Should I read it out loud?
Read it aloud.
So the note says, the world is more malleable than you think, and it's waiting for you to hammer it into shape. Oh, I like that.
Now you can like close it when nani amenitumia.
Oh!
You see, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
Oh, that's so cute. Warrior glow.
Okay, guys, so for context, this is the first time I met Leah. Okay, sorry. This is the first time I met Wangari. And it was an event. So for context, she has an organization in Itwa Warrior Glow. And maybe she'll tell us more about it to Kiendelea. So the first time I met you, Wangari, was back in 2023. Mwezi ulikuwa wa September. I think, is it September or October? And then we had come for the second year anniversary of Warrior Glow.
Remember that.
So how I got even to that event, I wasn't supposed to come, imagine. It's cinnamon. So you see, because we have mutual friends. So she did medicine, I did pharmacy, but I was in KU, she was in UN.
Yeah.
But now because we are all in the healthcare sector, we have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah.
So one of our mutual friends, actually many of our mutual friends, akina Melvin, Cinnamon, Austin, all of them walikuwa na post Warrior Glow at 2, Warrior Glow at 2. So I'm wondering, okay, what is this Warrior Glow? So I asked Cinnamon, what's Warrior Glow? Akaniambia it's an organization by a med student in UN. Actually, you should come and be my +1 to Kenya the second anniversary. So we go and then we're given these notes. And somehow I have just never lost it. So when I was planning for this podcast yesterday night, I said, I should give this to her.
This is very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful. And I feel like it still applies to me hadi wa leo.
Oh, I love that for you. You can keep it.
And you can mold it the way you want to mold it.
Come on. Mold it, baby. Do it.
So how has your 20s been though? And even before you say, I think in my head now nanga umefigure it out. Because you were a med student, says you're a doctor.
I am.
And then you have your own organization. You have a job. You're like doing everything. And the job you have is not at a kadogo job, it's like high profile job.
Okay.
Pressure.
I was just chilling. I was just a girl, a chill girl. Let's see. This is a PSA announcement. She has it wrong. I don't have it all figured out. If I'm being honest, I really don't have it figured out. Yeah. And I think for me, it's just a day at a time. Honestly, for real, a day at a time. Because even how all these things came to be, I wouldn't say I had a plan. I was just like, oh my God, when I'm in, like a first year, me says like by fourth year, I want to start, a whole initiative. And then after school, I want to be working at this place. No. Part of it was just, and most of it, it's just alignment of the journey. Like, nime notice kabisa. Mi niko tu hapo na chill. I'm going through med school, kina niramba and whatever.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I stumbled through, noticing that patients are struggling like this, and it bothers me so much, and I'm like, I have to do something about it, because now I felt like a fraud. I'm like, you know how they tell us, patients are like our best textbooks, like we can learn the most from them. So I'm like, we get to benefit so much, but what do they get in return? Like at this level.
At this level,
most of the time it's nothing. And I was just like, kuna mtu, the math is not mathing.
The math is not mathing.
And so actually Warrior Glow was a way of me being relevant to a patient as a student. I was just like, no, we have to do something. Yeah. So you see, again, it wasn't planned. It's just part of the journey. You're just going through life, and then something comes. And then now with my job, networks, if I'm being honest. So a good friend of mine, Ruby, worked with the association when she was still a student. And so when the opening came, they, notified her about it because she was a member. And she, they had done, projects together. But she already had a different job. So she told me, babes, I feel like you would do really well in this role.
Absolutely.
She was like, this role suits you well. And I was like, I was a bit iffy about it because it was a different job that I was eyeing, and I had sort of set my eyes on it. But then I was just like, better a bird in hand.
It's worth two in the bush.
Here, because but thanks for finishing.
I got you, relax.
Thanks.
I got you.
So and just like that, I did apply and I got it. And let me tell you, now that I'm in, I see how this aligns to what I'm doing. You see, again, I didn't plan for it. I'm just going through life. And then vitu zina align. And now I see it. I'm learning so much. I think to the extent that I have, I believe I'm bringing impact. And mashallah. Glory be to God.
Amen. Okay, just for context, because maybe kuna watu wana watch and they don't know what Warrior Glow is about. So maybe you can just give us like, what is Warrior Glow? What you guys do? And then honestly, I'm curious because me nimesikia stories za med school. Mi hata sikuwa med school, nilikuwa pharmacy school, but nimesikia stories za med school and it's not a walk in the park. So wewe, umesoma anatomy, umesoma BChem, umesoma hizo vitu zote. It's supposed to be hard because that's the story we're given. Like I know so many med students will be watching this and they're like, me, I just want to study and finish. But you, despite it, Ukona, you know what, there's this gap and I want to fill it. So maybe take us through your thought process of how you got to establish Warrior Glow and then exactly what you guys do.
So, med school is crazy. Oh my God. Tough. Near-death experiences for sure.
Would not recommend.
But can we talk about, I'm not gonna lie, you said med school is hard and your farm school, you're sort of insinuating that farm school is not as hard. You guys, if there's a unit that almost took me out, it is pharmacology. I was fighting for my life and became.
Let me just say something. I know that me in my heart, I know pharmacy is harder than medicine.
It is. No.
Pharmacy is harder than medicine.
I'm not even arguing with you. I second. I do agree. Because those two units humbled me. Like I was humbled. I had to keep affirming myself I'm actually smart. And to think that you guys go deeper into those two units, you're drawing structures, you're doing what? I was like,
the trauma.
Sing and make it. And imagine I wanted to do pharmacy.
Me honestly, if somebody asked me if I want them to do pharmacy, siwezi kubali mtu afanye pharmacy nikiona. Me, I know.
Why? Because of how hard?
Sasa, before we came here, I told you nilikuwa nimetoka Ngong Road. So the event we were in, somebody told me, we were talking, she's a med student. Sasa nilikuwa namwambia the things that we studied. There's something called pharmacognosy. And now in hindsight, sijui mbona I liked it, but I actually liked it. Tulikuwa tunafunzwa miti shamba. Smart girl. Tunafunzwa miti shamba. So naambia, you see, tunafunzwa mambo za paracetamol and everything, like Panadol and everything. And you're supposed to draw these structures. Panadol, and it's not ati kuchora ka semi-circle ama circle. And now that's not even the crazy part. Kuchora miti shamba. Unaambua this plant, dawa gani inatoka hapa, and then you're supposed to draw it. Na ule lecturer mwenye, ati our favorite lecturer hatuchorangi structures, anachora na kuambia name. So there's no winning here.
No, there wasn't.
Pharmacy is hard.
No, pharmacy is hard.
It is hard.
But look at you now. Look at you now. Proper Daktari out here graduating.
Podcaster.
That's true. Podcaster now.
So, med school.
Okay. So, med school. So, one thing about me, I think from early on, I have always been a proactive person. Like, I'll do co-curricular for sure. And somehow co-curricular activities, they like psych me up for the mundane lectures.
I get that.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a way like our education system is that really doesn't work for me. Like I get bored. Especially those lectures, you just come and read slides, sicko bad. But that could be an email. No, you could actually just send the slides.
Yeah,
so for me, I knew that if that's all I'm doing, singe make it the 6 years. So now doing other things is how like I would power myself to go like through the mundane. Anyway, so how Warrior Glow came to be is during the 4th year, after 4th year, we had a long break between 4th year and 5th year. Yeah. And wait, that's 2021. Is it 3rd year or 4th year? It's actually 3rd year.
Okay.
It's after 3rd year, we had a long break. It's because we had long breaks, both 3rd and 4th year. Anyway, so during that long break, most of the students, most of us would look for like research assistant jobs at, KenH, which I also did. Unfortunately, I did find one. It was a paper on breast cancer and trying to find out whether there are delays and where are the points of delay. Is it in knowing the symptoms? Is it in finding out the diagnosis, or is it in starting treatment? There were different, like stop points. And so what we needed to do as research assistants, we were collecting data, and that was through interviews. And so we do interviews and the patients would fill questionnaires, right? So we did it for a while, for like 5-6 months. And then our data population was also big. It's almost like 500 patients. So we talked to many.
I get that.
So now during the interviews, I would notice some things. Yeah. So it's a hot day. And then I'm talking to this patient. She's wearing a very heavy sweater. Niko tu, after we've talked, I'm just like, hey, mommy, how's ki joto? Mimi naugua tuna hii lab coat.
Yeah.
She's like, daktari, because even a lab coat patients will call you daktari. Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
So she's like, daktari, unajua walikata hii matiti moja, sitaki watu waone, watashinda wakiniangalia. I'm just like, oh, okay. Another scenario, we're filling the questionnaire, right? So see, we are looking down so that you can feel it. A patient is wearing a kitamba. It's loose. Then they're like, oh, karibu yanguke. And they're like, unajua, niko kimo, nywele ilimwagika. Or they have this wig that is really old, and you just notice they are trying to fix it. And they're like, unajua, kimo, imefanya nywele mwagike. And so there are all these things that I would notice, or they're fidgeting because their nails are so dark and their hands have changed. So like I would notice all these things, and I'm just like, what? And then one thing that surprised me about these patients is they are so confident or so hopeful that, God will help them. They will be healed.
Yeah.
And some of them, they're like, it's stage 4, like it's terminal. Like some of them, it's kidogo palliative. Or the ones who are advanced, when you look at their files, the prognosis is not looking good. But when you talk to them, they're sure God is going to come through for them. So now every time I'd go home, I'd feel, my heart would be so heavy. So, I'm praying, I'm just telling God, God, watu wamekuaminia, nakusihi jamani. Like,
do
come
something,
through.
yeah.
Like, umse amekuaminia sana, just tougher praise.
Yeah.
And I had that burden for long, but then again, I was just like, okay, what can I do? Because we didn't have any particular incentive to give the patients, but I was just like, apana. You see me, I get data for my paper.
What do you get?
What does the patient get? Nothing. Again, start feeling like a fraud. And so I think in between feeling like a fraud and just, at my place of prayer, just being like, hey, God, apa sasa usi waangushe.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where Warrior Glow was born. I feel like I was able now to say, wait a minute, there's something you can do. So I like turbans, as you can see. I'm a naturalista girl.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Thanks. But there are days the hair just refuses. It's like time out. The freeze and everything.
You post the days, we see the days, but you still look beautiful.
Thanks.
You're beautifully and wonderfully created.
Thanks. So anyway, there are those days where the style just doesn't style. And for me, my solution is putting on a turban.
Yeah.
So for me, turbans are easy.
Yeah.
They're chic, I do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
And they're so stylish also. I also like turbans.
Right? You get it.
I get it.
So for me, they're stylish and they're also easy for me. And I was just like, wait a minute. Plus, every African woman has what we call kitamba, which is what now we are calling turban.
Yeah.
Everyone has a kitamba.
Yeah.
So I was just like, 1 plus 1. You know?
The math is mathy.
It is.
Yeah.
So I was just like, wait a minute. I could teach patients how to style this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be one of the ways that they are able to deal with this side effect, which is losing their hair.
Yeah.
Because, you know, hair is it's a part of a woman's identity.
Yeah, in fact, you know, the Bible calls it the crown of the woman. So God akisema ni crown, si ni crown.
Sunona.
Yeah.
So your crown, you must be there, even if the hair falls. So that came to mind. And then, are you seeing them nails?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like having good nails, but I feel like it inipea pressure to always like maintain them. Don't do that to me. I'm just a girl.
In your defense, actually, I learned unafaa kutake break because of the
I'm gonna do that. Honestly, I feel like this is my last one.
Yeah, hata mimi nimesema
because my nails have become kidogo weak. I'm not even proud of it.
Mimi hata nimeona TikTok like watu wanasema wamepata cancer from it. Nimejiambia
no,
time out.
I mean, I've seen that, but I've not seen someone who's actually gotten cancer.
Yeah, me too. But I saw a TikTok nikajiambia ni kama ni serious.
Send it. But also, it also ages you. Have you seen how kidogo hands have wrinkles?
Yeah, but I thought that girl, acha nitaanza kupaka hand cream.
No, excuse me, because serious.
Na hand cream.
Kidogo zangu zilikuwa zinaanza ku age. Anyway, just say. There was a time I was convinced I want to do surgery, and I wanted to be a good surgeon. So I knew I told myself I needed fine motor skills so that I have precision when I do my incisions, when I cut. So one of the things I would do is I would practice to do nail polish on myself.
Wow.
And I would give myself targets to make sure that when I apply polish, it doesn't, come outside. And so for me, I was just like, Sergeant Wangari, the building. But again, it was also because I loved, seeing my nails looking good.
Yeah, I mean, you're a girl.
I'm just a girl. I am. So I was just like, wait a minute. We could use nail polish to camouflage, the fact that their nails are discolored.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, najua mi kupaka cutex. Si shida. And a little bit of nail grooming. Fun fact. In our house, my dad used to groom our nails.
Wow.
When I tell people that, they're like, are you serious? I've not met anyone else who...
Their father
used to...
Sasa tulikuwa tunachapwa, like, if our nails are long, like we are beaten. Imagine, like, it's like our responsibility to know that for ourselves. Imagine, I don't remember ati baba yangu, no. Grooming nails ni kukata makucha ya mtu.
Yeah, and removing the cuticles.
For real,
let me tell you, my dad... He was really doing the most. So we're just chilling in the sitting room to watch TV. He starts calling about Wangari Njo. So sit next to him, let him corner. I do that. I continue watching. He's there. With the nail polish, removing the cuticles.
Do you have a brother?
I do, and you do that for all of us. All of us. Oh, wow. My brother's era. It was the cutest thing. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we incorporated nail grooming into our side effect. Okay. So we started with the 2, and then we had a barber for the males and also for the females, because some of them, once they lose their hair, they prefer keeping it short. Yeah. And then now, eventually, I knew I wanted to address something to do with breast cancer, with mastectomy, right?
Yeah.
So I did my research, and I found out about this organization in the UK called Knitted Knockers. And I was like, oh my God, they make prosthetics. Because I knew about the silicone ones, but I also knew that they were very expensive. Yeah. And most of the patients I was dealing with, I was taking care of were mama mbogas. Yeah. Where they getting 20, 30, whatever, thousand to get a silicone, or even, I don't know, but I know it's expensive. They're not really affordable. But I saw knitted knockers, and I saw, people just knit this. And then I saw for knitted knockers, they were also distributing them. And I was like, wait a minute, this is pretty cool. And
so it's like
more
knitted
affordable. Yeah, knitted breast prosthetics.
How does that look like?
They look very similar to the crochet ones. Oh. Yeah, it's just the style. Because others prefer knitting, others prefer crochet.
There's a difference between knitting and crochet.
There is.
Yo.
Hey, up maybe ask Washeke. Hi Washeke.
Hi Washeke.
and Diana. Yeah, audio magwiji hapo. So I ordered for one, and then I had it imported. And when I saw it, I was like, I don't think surely there has to be someone who can do this.
Yeah.
And I think it was around that time that I'd seen Dr. Washeke now. My former classmate.
Like, this is her dream come true.
No, I have to shout her out.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So I had seen that Washeke and Diana Begon.
Diana
Begon.
Cake.
No.
The one that picks. Okay,
no, that's Sunday. Begon. I saw that they were doing crochet. And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is the same thing, but
it looks like
they're using yarn and that thing, surely. So I showed her and she was like, let me try. She was like, get me the patterns. So I downloaded the patterns I gave her. And the girl recreated it through crochet. Nice. Just like that. And that's how we also started the crochet department. And now we've distributed over 200 breast prosthetics to patients.
That's crazy.
That's so cool.
So 200, like to 200 different people.
Yeah.
So you take them as a pair, ama you take them one? Depends on the mastectomy, kama ni double ama single.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's so hata sikuwa najua hiyo. Mimi niko najua unapaka cutex na taban peke yake.
Oh no, we do that. We do nutritional advice just because most patients, once they get the diagnosis, they run to the internet, and there's so much information out here. But like, usikule nyama ukipata cancer. Ukikula sukari, don't take nothing, don't do this. And also the internet, not every information is accurate.
Absolutely.
And then when they actually tell you what to eat or what not to eat, some of that information is not curated for the Kenyan, mwananchi. Because siko baya, celery, mtu anatoa wapi celery from whatever, uko Kibera.
Celery ni ile ya green juice.
Iyo.
Inakanga spring onion though.
Exactly. But you see some of the things that they tell people to eat that some of the foods that are healthy, they are not affordable and they are not available locally. So I was just like, that's not a solution. So during our sessions, we usually bring in a nutritionist first to address those questions, to debunk the myths and misconceptions, and also now to advise what is available and affordable locally that you can eat that's nutritious. So we also have that. And then we provide community. Yeah. We talk with them. We chap a story during the nail grooming session. Yeah. And fun fact, even the male patients love it.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, mbona wa mama wanakaga kwa saloon. Kumbe hivi ndio mnasikia. Like,
wait, you paka even the guys?
I mean, we do the nail grooming because nail grooming has a bit of cutting and shaping it to make sure it doesn't because the nails become weak, so they don't easily crack.
Oh, it's not just turning black; it also becomes weak.
Yes, they become very weak, and when they crack, they go all the way to the nail bed, which is painful and can expose them to infections. Yeah. So the males get a test of that, and most of them usually end up kupakwa colorless, and they're like,
Yeah, but let me tell you, even like. I had a classmate mwenye alikuwa anapakwa colorless and he's a guy. Like so many of them are doing it. Na wako hapo wanajifanya sijui toxic masculinity. Wanafanya hivyo. Si siku hizi hadi wanapaka sijui what in their hair, wanapaka makeup and they're like for real they're doing it.
I feel like everyone likes to just look good
look
and
nice,
feel good.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Relax.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So, those are some of the things we do. And now we're doing research. And we do social media positive awareness. So, like every month, there's a cancer calendar month where every month you do awareness of a particular cancer. So we try to also do the same. We simplify the information. I'm really grateful for my team.
I have an amazing team for
real.
Let
me tell you, that's
shout out to Edgar. I know Edgar. Edgar's the one I know from your team.
Edgar's from my pioneer team, but there's a current team. So from my pioneer team, there's Edgar, Ruby, Zoe.
Even Ruby's there.
Hanifa, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Hanifa. There's Washeke, Diana, like Niharika. Really, really, really proud of my team, Kina Lynette.
Yeah.
And then now, because we needed a system of sustainability, beyond me. It needed, Warrior Glow is beyond me. It's not about me.
Yeah.
So we needed to create a system where when I leave school, it will still continue. So got a team that came in. And let me tell you, this team has really just blown my mind. Because of how, first of all, they were able to understand the vision, but also running with it. If I am to be honest, there are several things that they've been able to achieve that I had nothing to do with. they were able to get those partnerships, they were able to do those collaborations, they were able to do those workshops without me, which makes me such a proud mom.
Yeah.
They're doing such a good job. Yeah, so led by Alvin Moasi, the chair. Such an amazing team. Kinawa Nuri, Becky Francis. Oh, and I'm really proud of that team because it's not just one class. It spans all the way. There's a first year.
Ooh.
Crazy. In my team, there's a first year, there's a third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year.
And all of them are med students, for context.
Yes, they're med students. We've been trying to diversify, to get pharmacy, to get nursing, to get...
like the whole healthcare setup.
Yeah, because we're also trying to bring the whole multidisciplinary approach. Yeah. Because you see, a patient is like a client. And the patient doesn't just belong to a doctor.
Yeah.
Learning that health, you need the whole team to come in.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we are looking. It's literally one of our in our core values. It is one of them. We've not achieved it yet, but we're working towards it.
So I'm part of Warrior Glow. So you have a pharmacist there.
Come on.
You have a pharmacist there.
We do.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're already getting there.
And how old is Warrior Glow?
We turned 4 last year, so we're turning tano tena.
So this year tuko na sherehe kubwa ya kukata na shoka.
Do you watch Joda? You know that chick? I have to send you her videos, and she dances like this. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, she's hilarious.
That's good.
And I bombard.
Crazy, because I don't think unajua when I start this podcast, actually I'm starting it when I started.
Look at you.
Thanks. So the thing is, I think in our 20s, so many people talk about, in my 20s, it's like 20s is associated with so much pain, so much confusion, and rightfully so. Like, we are in our 20s, we know what it is like.
We do.
And so to see people in their 20s and still doing exemplary work like this, it's mind-blowing, and it's also encouraging, just to say that, it's not all messy. Kuna some good aspects to it.
Silver linings?
Absolutely.
For sure.
So maybe, what are the mashida umepitia in your 20s zenye zimekusaidia? Like, ni mashida for real, but pia zimekuja kukusaidia.
Mashida for real.
Let's say like kuna heartbreak ilifanya ukakuwa innovative.
You know it. Na umeenda hapo because unajua.
Imagine I didn't know.
For real?
Because we never talked about heartbreak, me and you, like, directly.
Yeah.
So ni heartbreak will inspire Warrior Glow.
No, it's got nothing to do with man. Just Jesus. Anyway, heartbreak, indeed. Yeah, Kimeni Ramba in the streets. Actually, the heartbreak I'm talking about was way after I started Warrior Glow.
Okay.
Yeah. Hata kuheshimu that mimi ni founder.
Imagine how do you leave a founder? Like daktari founder, woman in leadership. Nakakuacha.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It is well.
I think hata mimi nimekuwa hapo usinione hivyo.
No balance.
Haishimu mimi nitakuwa superstar.
It's okay.
Nikishinda Oscar atakuja hapo aseme I knew her, nitakukataa. No, I didn't know you, nitakukataa.
Of course. But you know how they say, like, people always say, thanks to the person who broke, like, Adele's heart. I'm a giveon. The guy who's done Heartbreak Anniversary. Also, Rembo.
Imagine I don't know Heartbreak Anniversary.
Surely. Okay, you might not know the song, but it was like a IG TikTok sound for a minute.
Okay.
Heartbreak Anniversary. Okay, it's been a minute since I sang.
I don't know.
For real? Don't know. Okay, let's go with Adele then.
Yeah, I know Adele.
Yeah.
Kama hakuvunja roho tunge miss some bangers.
Come on.
So it's a good thing.
A win is a win. Yeah, I mean, I did have a heartbreak.
It's not even like a heartbreak. Kuna heartbreak, yeah, like love for real. And then also friendship. Because I know friendship is a sore point also for 20s. Because you grow up with friends like from childhood, and then 20s inakuja, everybody goes to school, wengine wanaenda majuu. Like there's so much heartbreak that goes in 20s.
No, for sure. Relationship heartbreak, for sure. That one was really heavy. I didn't expect it. Me, I knew. Ni yeye. Till death do us part. But makosa ni kudhani. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, it was really painful. But in hindsight, I am grateful it happened.
Yeah.
I don't think we aligned.
Okay.
And
that's okay.
I am looking forward to, the good of the land that is promised for me.
Talking about relationships, so I want to take you through a game. So tunacheza red flag, green flag.
Okay.
Sasa nakuuliza maswali, unasema if that is a red flag or that is a green flag?
Yeah, I hope I'm healthy.
Just this is where we see if you're toxic.
That's what I'm saying. I hope I'm healthy.
Me hata nikwambia ningekuwa hapa ni red nasema green because I'm toxic like that, but I'm healing.
Girl.
I'm working on myself, guys.
It's okay.
All right. So first, would you start, say, for your context, warrior glow with your boyfriend, with a boyfriend? That's in same with a boyfriend.
Would I start? I think, I don't know if it's a yes or no.
It's a red or a green. Hakuna cha in between. Ama life is not black and white.
No, I feel like you don't go context.
Okay, sawa. Give us the context.
If he has the burden for those people, as I do,
why not?
It's fine.
Okay.
But if it's just because this is someone I love, my friend, no. Yeah.
Okay, maybe warrior glow ni deep juu hiyo ni close to your heart. Ungeanza biashara na mtu? Biashara hapo kuna cha in my heart boy but
many porta naanza biashara na mtu. Kama ni mtu anajua biashara, why not? Because sijui vitu za biashara. Yes, red flag. Green flag. Okay, sawa. So, they don't have social media. Is that red flag? Green flag? Hawana social media? Amber? Because mbona una social media pia?
Right.
I don't know.
But you know, guys are not into social media like us. Some of them are.
Do you have social media? Sorry, our
camera guy.
Even our camera guy has a social media.
Like his job is in social media.
Sorry, do your friends have social media? Who are guys?
Some.
The others who don't have.
I'll put it as. I'm not part of this. It should be part.
It's okay.
No, it's okay.
Kenya unasema.
Yeah.
I don't post my personal life on socials. Just post
work stuff.
But
yeah.
Okay, but you still have an account.
But it's for work.
That's true.
So it is.
About me from the account.
Okay. Me, I'd be suspicious.
Because you know catfishing. Because I have met someone on social media though, but the account was very. It had nothing.
Empty.
First, it was the name was
not the name.
Like letters combined with numbers that couldn't make sense. There was no
a red
picture.
Flag, for real.
He was just following accounts of like
celebrities.
Things. No, retract cars. Oh my God, have I given out too much?
No,
Sorry,
okay, we don't know.
That's true, but it was just upon his only unalive and then Sikobaya, and then with all these things about femicide, it was just.
It's giving stalker vibes for you. It's giving stalker vibes.
I don't think it's an absolute red flag, but to an extent, there's a bit of security putting a face to someone when someone is coming to approach you, or knowing that there's a community that knows them, right? Yeah, you don't have to post every day. I got that, babes. I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Just have an account, my friend.
So let me take you to the extreme opposite. Would you date a celebrity?
No.
You need like final.
Yeah.
You remember what I told you? So for context, when we were walking to the studio, I told Leah, Kai, ni chape, you are allowed. Okay, sawa, Wangari. So I was talking to Wangari and Amambia, now if I start a podcast and then I become famous and then I'll be dating like a celebrity and then talk about like Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's my goal. Me as a celebrity, I really don't have a problem.
No, it's enough for me. I feel like...
Why though? Because I want privacy.
No, me not privacy. I feel like, first of all, I'm very active on social media, but what I share is what I want to share. There's a lot that I don't share.
Yeah.
And I'm very intentional about that. I feel like for a partner, first of all, I don't be needing other girls over him like that. A girl is a little bit jealous.
Yeah.
So step one. And then step two, there are things I just want to keep to myself, especially as someone who shares her experiences with the world. To an extent, I want an aspect of my life that is just, he's not going to be a secret. Trust me, I will show him off. But I don't know if I want him out there like that. And then it takes away from the normalcy of things. You see, one thing about me, I'ma just be me. And I don't care. Whether you think, I'm a doctor, I'm supposed to be a particular way, live a particular life. Your pressure, see a hapa. So for me, I just live my life. And I feel like with a celebrity, there's a way you have to look a particular way. Society has particular expectations. Med school is the only thing I was to suffer like that for.
You are free from the shackles.
I am free.
Free from the shackles.
Thank you. So,
okay. Now to friendship. Your friends are brutally honest, even when it hurts.
Oh, they are.
That's a green flag.
It's a green flag.
You want them to be as brutal. Sasa, how do you balance between?
I need you to be honest. I don't need you to be rude. There's
how
a difference.
do you know, like, this is rude and this is honesty?
You can tell. First of all, the tone, how you're talking to me, the choice of words. I really believe in honesty. It's a thing we do with my friends. Accountability.
It's a thing.
No. It's a thing we tell you, babes. Una band. For real. We do that, and I appreciate that, because sometimes you just need that sounding board. But don't be rude. I can't stand it. If brutally means rude, wrong girl.
Wrong girl.
I
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one. And this is work related, okay? Because we are now in our 20s, tunaanza kazi nini. Kwanza sisi tumetoka shule.
That's true.
So this is so real for us.
Okay.
Haya, you are offered your dream job, but in a different country.
I'm offered my dream job, but in a different country. I'd take it. Just because my dream job is about Africa and Kenyans. So it doesn't matter where I do it from, as long as at the end of the day, it impacts Kenyans and Africa. Why not?
That's cute. Yeah. You don't mind like leaving your friends, your family, especially your family?
So I'm in Nairobi now. My home is not Nairobi. For school, I was in Nyeri Primary School. High school, I was in Nairobi. Campus, I was in Nairobi. I'm now in Nairobi working. There is a way I've navigated being away from family. Okay. So I'm not saying I won't miss them. I will. But there is a way I've learned how to navigate my relationship with family with distance. Okay. Like physical distance. Yeah. But up no one is an important because I don't do well with the call. I am.
You see, that's why it's making sense. Like me, I would never. Because, hey guys, I don't think I'm ready. Because I compare you with our firstborn. Actually, angeenda. Because I go like, well, sasa tutadu. Like, I'm supposed, it's live. But you see, lastborns to go up like, sasa Nico, my mom, like, I don't wanna, because we're just babies. Yeah. That's the difference.
I can't relate. I can't.
That's the difference. Hata sijui tumekuwa tukiroll for how long? Tumeenda two vibes. Yobi, you know how tumeenda for how long? Oh, you can tell.
Because I know we are yapas. We can just.
We can go. 37. Si tunaweza endelea kidogo.
The show, let it go on.
Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? So let's look at expectations of our 20s. Because I know that's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Marriage. That's the thing though, like, and I'm trying to catch myself every time I do it. I don't want to start defining like life. I tie it every time to relationships or marriage. Like now when I start looking at expectations, I'm like, the first thing I look at is marriage. See, when we were discussing about the challenges, the first thing I said is a heartbreak. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I get it. I feel like
the center of everything.
You see, when they're saying decentering men, it's because to an extent we've defined our lives through our experiences with men, especially in relationships. So I get be kind to yourself as you unlearn that.
Okay, let me tap myself.
Go MJ, yeah.
Thanks.
So expectations. To be honest, one of the things that I personally as a person. Yeah, as a
concept.
It is. Med school takes longer than these other courses, right? So by the time we're finishing, you are, a bit older than what other people would, the age they finished. Yeah. And then, now we have all. My camper friends, that's it. See, we've spent enough time.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
No, cut off. Anyway, we have a whole year, right? And then now, another whole year of internship. Yeah. So let's call that 9 years before you're properly
a doctor
into the job market. And again, when you're entering the job market, you're still early. This is your early career. Yeah. Other people are getting that in their 5th year. In that they do 4 years, and then now their 5th year is when they enter into the market, into the job market. So seeing some of my classmates, like from high school, go in, getting houses, getting cars, and I know some people had like cars in med school, but point is just that growth in terms of financial capacity, but even just growing in the job market, it's just like reading for a cut.
I know
someone is trying to wonder, oh my god, how will I apply for a promotion? So there was that, and for a moment I just was like guy, and when people call it daktari, you know, it's a title.
It's a title.
And there's this
and it's a good title.
It is. We accept it. But, you know, there are like all these expectations that, you know, you figured it out. Big man Bazoo. But hey, have we? Anyway, so there's that. And then again, you know, my group discussion in med school, by the time we were finishing, like 3 people were engaged. It's just like,
na tulikuwa med school now, like tuko the same.
Yeah, 2 of them are married. So happy for you ladies. Makofi, yeah, love. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. It's a beautiful thing.
Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just we go to kwani sisi ni adults.
I know.
Why are people doing this very adult thing? So there's also that, the whole are you getting married? If you're not, are you like in a serious relationship? Go to we
tumetoka 0 to 100.
Exactly.
Juzi tumetoka kuongelea cats, now we're talking about marriages.
Yeah, and they're like people with kids now. It's also and then would get this lecture a lot in OBS when we were learning about fertility. And yeah, this lecturer kept reminding us about the biological clock.
I don't like that clock though. I don't like that clock. I don't like that clock.
Someone just crashed that clock. Yeah.
On a random Tuesday unaambiwa, you know, there's a biological clock. Says what hauko talking stage. Like, what's up?
Relax. Anyway, so there's that clock also. That just appears there. And then there's social media, right? Where you see your peers are doing really, really well. And it's just like, itakwaje. And I think for me, that's why I'm very intentional. On my Instagram, which is my main social media platform for now, on my bio, I've added, don't compare, love yours. It's like one of the things I remind myself from this song, no such thing as a life that's better than yours. I don't even listen to that guy, but that particular part, line. Like, I have to remind myself, because social media, honestly, again, it's a highlight reel. Everyone is posting what's
the good stuff,
right?
Yeah.
And that's why when you said, oh, you're doing this, you have it figured out. I'm like, girl,
because that's what we see.
Yeah. I'm not gonna come and share how this is going apart.
But why though? Can we, for a minute, why though?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I used to ask myself that, but then there was a time, right? I think I shared something on my socials that was like a low, and I realized just no one cared, and I was like, at one point I was just like, okay, it's fine, because they didn't sign up for that. They did. You're coming from work, you're tired. Honestly, don't want to know your problems. No, I really don't. And I understood it, because there was a day there was a snake in my house.
In Nairobi.
In this Nairobi. Girl, there was a snake in my house, and I remember I was so scared.
But snakes in Nairobi, like other than the people.
Which is nothing traumatized me.
I just know snakes as people in Nairobi.
Okay, it was a baby snake, but a snake is a snake.
A snake is a snake.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But at least it helps that I was with my friend. But we were both stranded. We were both just girls screaming. And I remember I was so stranded because I didn't know what to do, because my neighbor was not in. So I like took a picture, and I was just like, how do I navigate around this? I posted it on my social. Like, I got a few like feedback, but I could see the people who viewed it versus the people who actually cared, and I was like, girl, this is not the place and time.
By the way, ulipost kitambo, mimi sikumbuki hata nikiona hiyo post. Ama tukwa friends.
But that was also on my WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
Which you'd expect more.
Yeah.
Because these are people I know who have my number.
It's a community now, yeah.
Not really. But then from me, that was just like, it made me know that social media, like, be very careful about its validation and just how you interact with it. Like, those are not your people. Like, that's a community, yes. But then there's your people, the people you run to when you need things. And I've now had, and I'm very intentional about now, that community. And that's what I first safeguard. Vibes. Community vibes. And so, but because I also don't want to be vain on my social media, I try to empower. Yeah. So I do share my highlights. Yeah. Best believe.
You do.
But here and there, I also ask myself, if someone is having a bad day, what does this post do for them? Because I remember I was talking to someone who, they interact with my content a lot, and then they told me how they were going through something so heavy. And I didn't know, because then they're just, you know, those people are like constantly liking and just showing love.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. But I was just like, oh my God. And I was like, was I helpful? Like, that time, the things I was posting, was it helping just, you know, the situation feel lighter? So if it's like to put things that are funny or quotes or like things that I'm finding uplifting in the season I'm in, I'll share, or Bible, whatever verses, or even just insights, things I'm thinking about, just to add some sort of value. But I've learned hapo si pale unaenda kushare what you're going through.
Because you're talking with my best friend alikuwa anasema how ukienda Instagram you see how people are on vacations and they post these nice pictures nini, like for example you travel a lot as well, so unapost to like you're in a different country nini, but you don't tell them about the visa struggle, you don't tell them about the hectic part of the airport. Like we don't say the hard parts, we just say the glamorous parts. But it makes sense because also no one is going to Instagram to look at the hard parts as well.
I feel like for me, but I think that has to be there, but it has to be strategic. Or rather for me, how I am trying to do that is to share something after it has happened. I'm not gonna share when I'm in the thick of it.
Absolutely,
But sharing about, there was this that happened, that I will do. Just to keep it authentic, because no one is constantly just cruising nicely.
And just to add on that also, there's a time I shared how I have gotten so many rejection emails from many applications.
Thank you for
and then like
that.
maybe 2 months later, some girl came and told me how, not some girl, a girl, my friend, akakuza kaniambia how she got a rejection letter, but she didn't feel as bad because she remembered my rejection letters from sharing them. So I think also when it comes to social media, because sisi wote tunakapitia, it's also maybe you can highlight.
I did share about my heartbreak.
That's how I know about your heartbreak. But I don't know like this. I don't know the details. But you see, like also when you mesema, once you're over it, maybe go back, give a lesson or something. You know how you went around it, because also our problems as 20-year-olds are probably the same problems for everyone, not just Kenyan problems, but also regionally and globally. So sometimes sharing those lessons in a idea.
I second.
You second.
I do.
Absolutely. I think we can wrap it there for a first episode. I think imekuwa poa.
Can I give you your flowers?
For real?
Yeah.
Wanna just cover tissues? No, okay.
Hawezi. Nominated.
Okay.
First of all, I'm so proud of you for kickstarting this. I see the effort, the work you're putting in.
Because you've been there. We see.
I don't know if you've shared with people that you've been gaining a new skill in public speaking and just being a good orator. No, dem anajituma. Na si ati nini. So seeing how you're widening your portfolio and just gaining skills beyond being a health practitioner is really beautiful. And even with the stories that you write, and she writes really well. Go read her articles. It's so authentic, and it's you feel this is MJ. You know how someone would interact with you and you're just bubbly and just vibes. When I feel like when I read your stories, I'm just like, that's MJ. But there's lessons to it, and someone can actually get something from it. I remember one particular one that you said that stuck with me about when networking, dress in such a way that people won't forget. And
clearly,
I was just like writing notes aggressively.
MJ said in the book of MJ chapter 1.
Yes. So I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
But also just like your aura is really beautiful.
For real?
So
let me say something about that aura. Story time, guys. When I was thinking about this podcast, I feel like my heart is inclined to girls and just like empowering girls and everything, because first of all, I'm a product of girl mentorship, so I feel like I have nothing like the best I can give is give it back to other girls as well. So when I was thinking about starting this podcast, I was like, I want a serious podcast, like Wangari, how did you become successful? I wanted like a really serious thing, like where we can come and learn. Nikaenda chini nikajambia, first of all, who am I talking to? I'm talking to probably campus girls, people in their 20s. Nikienda hapa seriousness, kinaweza niramba sana. And also me myself as MJ, I cannot describe myself as a serious person. I am more vibes than serious. Like even in serious things, I am vibeful.
It works.
Clearly.
And it works.
So nikajambia, let's just go with conversations with my friends. It could be girls, it could be boys. Men rather. It could be guys, it could be girls. But just to be vibeful, and also above any other thing, just to enjoy also the process. Like this conversation, I hope you pate views. Please share with like everybody.
Uncle, please.
Uncle, please. But if it doesn't like blow up to be the next big thing, I have genuinely enjoyed the conversation.
I'm proud of you. I
know how Warrior Glow came about, and I'm super proud of you as well. So even as I'm doing this for other people, I think as a conversational person, I need to do this as well. Also just in obedience to God, you know.
Come on. Woman of God.
Woza. Representing.
You know what Woza means?
Woza.
Woza. It's, I think it's in campus. Woza. Woman of Zion. Hallelujah.
Cut the show, guys. Cut the show. Me thought it's like, what's up? And it's like, what? Ati Woza. Ati woman of
God. Woman of Zion.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And the hallelujah is like with an A.
Woza.
So no, it's like,
yeah, it's hallelujah.
I think that tumekafungia hapo. Woza. Like literally tumemaliza hiyo B. Imekuwa how long?